Welcome back to Arcturian Philosophy. On this episode of Arcturian Philosophy, I'm going to address the topic of Starseed depression, mostly because I recently went through it, and I think it's something that all Starseeds will experience from time to time, given the different events that have gone on the planet Earth. So I actually wrote out a nice presentation for this, so I'll be going off my notes. Now, how to combat depression. First of all, combating depression is a self-defeating logic, as this creates resistance. You're attempting to fight something. You're attempting to fight off the depression. That creates resistance, and it does not allow you to move. You're trying to resist the negative emotion, so that does not allow you to move on to higher vibratory emotions. By fighting the negative emotion, you get yourself stuck inside of it rather than allowing it to pass on its own. These contrasting emotions that we experience as humans, as starseeds, are meant to pass on their own. First, we must recognize depression and address it at its source. Allow yourself to sink totally and completely into the feeling of the depression. Feel the sensation in your body. What does it feel like? Does it feel like a knot inside your stomach? Does it feel like a fatigue everywhere? Allow this all-consuming feeling of depression to engulf you. State, while you do this, I am completely here with you now, as in being completely there with the emotion. Don't try to fight it. You can ask your guides, angels, and ascended masters to help you if you feel so inclined to do so. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to do this. The goal is to allow the feeling of the depression to transmute into another emotion on its own. While allowing the feeling to encompass you, think of as to why you are depressed in the first place. What began your depressive spiral? Many of us will find that a lack of self-esteem or feeling of powerlessness preceded our depression, especially as starseeds, essentially extraterrestrial ambassadors, feeling powerless against a system that seems too large and intricate for us to change. In your meditation, allow ideas to come to you. State, I am fully here with you now, depression. What do you have to teach me? You may begin to feel yourself as lighter, and answers may begin to come to you. As an Arcturian starseed, I was taught that crisis and opportunity are really the same thing. Use your depression to gain your next level of understanding. Remember that you have, in fact, created your terrible depression, as we are all creators, and this is an instant emotional indication that you are on the wrong track in your life. These instances of depression can be used to springboard us to higher levels of understanding if we choose to use them for that purpose. Our emotions are a guidance system, and if you become depressed, it's because you are off track on your life's purpose. So how do we lift said depression? With what I've just said, take in your meditation the feeling of overwhelming powerlessness, etc., and simply wait for the answers to come. For some, if they become too deeply overwhelmed by their depression, I suggest distraction techniques, or what Bashar terms following your excitement, or what many of us will call following your bliss. In the moment. You could use this as an excuse to pop in a favorite movie, to slowly raise your frequency to a point where you are able to transmute the depression into a higher frequency emotion on your own. But this works best if you can identify the root cause of the depression. You might be thinking, it's because of my parents, or it's the state of the world, etc. For me, I realized this was all covering my feeling of powerlessness, a very low vibration. Coming from this place, a person might need to mentally and emotionally reinforce what they do have control over. There are many ways to address this, which I feel starseeds are a special case due to all that we must emotionally tolerate here on planet Earth. So what did I do? I went into deep meditation to discover my depression resulted from fear, resulting from my powerlessness. I was afraid because of the little amount of power that I had. I began to meditate to release my fear, and within a day I was invited over to some friends, which reinforced the feeling of control over my life. Now I can say with confidence that while it may be psychic meditation, it may be a psychic maelstrom out there, my depression is lifted with my internal knowing that I do have control over my circumstances, even when it seems like I have very little control. Because of the unique nature of starseed depression, feel free to contact me if you're a starseed currently experiencing any of these issues. And I apologize for especially Dan, who I haven't gotten back to. I want you to know that I'm very, very grateful for what you were able to contribute. In our reality at present, our mission is to project light and love to a dark world, and we are all liable to experience depression during the current state of affairs. It is important that we quickly address our internal emotional states, as our emotions are frequency. Depression is a very low frequency, whereas bliss or following your bliss or excitement creates a high frequency, like what I'm doing right now. For me, making videos is currently the best way I can follow my own bliss. Do whatever makes you feel better in the moment, and this will lead to the high frequency you are seeking. I know for me, it certainly has. As starseeds, we all have a mission, a purpose on this planet Earth. Remember that you are more than the ELF projected at you. You are more than whatever implants you may have been subjected to or abductions you've experienced. You are an eternal soul stream. You have power beyond your wildest dreams to manifest whatever you want out of life. Find the true root. Again, I say this, I repeat this again. Find the true root of the depression, whether that be fear, powerlessness, and associated emotion, lack of self-esteem. If you feel powerless, focus in the moment on what you do have control over. Perform meditations for releasing fear and finding personal empowerment. And for me, one thing also that I've thought of is to think about what we have to be grateful for. Even in the middle of a depression, it's pretty hard to do that, but try and make yourself a gratitude journal. I have a reminder of something to be grateful for tomorrow. Back during Agenda 21's nuclear arm intercept on August 20th, 2014, which I was involved in, which many of my videos discuss, a well-known group on YouTube tried to assassinate me via flashing codes on my computer screen and through remote Reiki. And I almost did die last August. They tried to reduce my lifespan to die at the age of 27. Or as they were trying to put it, 10% lifespan left. And making jokes about how, oh, that equates to the age of 27. Well, guess what? I did almost die. But tomorrow is my 28th birthday. And a testament to the power of the human spirit. Find things to be grateful for, like I said. And I think still having my life here on this planet, the shifting planet, is enough for me. We might not have wealth. That's pretty obvious. But we have heart. Opening your heart will ultimately dispel all depression that may come your way, that which you've attracted to yourself. So also perform meditations to open your heart chakra. Depression is a sign from your inner being that you are on the wrong course. So what are you going to do about it? I leave you with this in Arcturian philosophy. We are all creators. Now take back your power and create the life both you, the planet, and every living being on it deserves. Namaste.